Good evening, gentlemen. This is S.I.R. That is S.I.R. Today, I have a special mission for you all. Amongst our many more discreet clients, we have certain long-term contracts for various services to a variety of well-known public figures and governments. One of these services is oversight of various medical facilities. 2 weeks ago, our agent at one of these facilities sent us an urgent message and has not been heard from since. Now that the bureaucratic red tape on this issue has been cut, and we have secured our payment, we are ready to send a team in. This is not a rescue mission. It is expected that our asset is deceased. Instead, it is an investigation of his murder. Find out by whom he was silenced and why, and prosecute the offender. As agents of the Tor, you have full discretion in this matter. The local civil authorities have been instructed to keep their noses out. Do not engage in wholesale slaughter, or we will send the hunters after you. Keep your eyes open and your mind guarded. It is unlikely our agent was removed for mundane reasons. Successful completion of this mission will result in a significant bonus for each of you. Failure will also reap its due reward.
I was like, wait, I have a doctor on my team now. Yes!
Wow. I'm just surprised you didn't choose your military brother, though.
Rude.
That's what my first thought was.
I'm gonna shoot you in the foot the first opportunity I get.
Are you me at Cadex?
You don't even have to do that.
Then
I'll
you get
just
to
set him
time
on
keep
fire.
it backwards so that it never happens.
Wow, wasted.
Exactly.
Right.
Just a foot all
So each of you open up your fuzzy peaches and you sit down at your computer screens, wherever you might be, and you click ready for contract. And an instant later, there is no transition. There's simply the motionlessness of one position being replaced by another. You are in whatever, maybe you're in fuzzy slippers, little bunny ears, obviously, because how could you have fuzzy slippers otherwise?
How do you know?
Or maybe you're in work clothes of your own. Maybe you're in full body armor because you haven't figured out how this works yet. But what you arrive in is street slacks, regular clothes, as you might see on any street corner. Maybe a sweatshirt, maybe a short-sleeved shirt, depending on your preference. Each of you, I'll let you decide whether or not you're wearing something long-sleeved or short-sleeved. Each of you is wearing workman-like pants. They can be either jeans or cargo pants. Each of you are wearing regular sneakers. They have no particular...
Plus one to sneak?
They have no particular padding. They have no particular armor to them. They're just regular shoes. They have laces. All of your shoes have laces.
So they come bundled with a weapon.
Damn, I hate laces.
So where's the LSD?
In your pockets are nothing. You have no paraphernalia there. However, in front of each of you, there is a small care package with your name on it.
Mm-hmm.
The packages are simply cardboard. They have a single strip of tape on each side securing them. It's easy for you to break the seal with your thumbnail.
Right. So, as we poured
Animal
in,
cruelty.
I look, give the doctor a nod, and say, Doctor, and look at the other two and say, glad to see you aboard, guys. Let's not, and take a specific look at Gust. Let's not, jump to any large
Hey, Apollo.
problems. Okay.
Hey, Deadshot. You're Walt, right? The doctor. Hey, Walt, I'm...
She sees you motion your hand out. Do you know how many germs there are in the human hand?
He didn't spend 8 years in medical school for nothing.
Sorry about that. I'd wash my hands, Walt, I swear. I'm gonna check what's in this box, so... Let's check it out, right? All of us at the same time? Synchronized, or...
Sure. I pick up the box and I get ready.
Synchronized.
Within the box, each of you find a small electronic device For those of you who have gone on a mission with the Tor before, you will recognize it as identical to the electronic device you had previously. Just good enough to be maybe manufactured this side of the 90s. It's Palm Pilotish in appearance
It's a
and
Nokia.
functionality. It can take notes. It has an attached stylus,
It's a Nokia.
a small plastic stylus. It looks like it can probably receive some sort of messages, maybe via cell connection in some way, but it does not look like it can take any pictures. It does not appear to be able to make phone calls, nor does it have any send message functionality. Each of you also finds a small communication earbud. Again, for those of you who have been on a mission for the Tor previously, you recognize it as the same model you had previously. When you place it in an ear, it almost disappears unless someone is looking for it on purpose. And finally, each of you finds a small utility knife that folds in on itself. The utility knife, when you unfold it, moves smoothly from the folded position, in which case the blade is entirely ensheathed within the knife itself, to unfolded. It folds on a right angle, so it goes like this, and back in again.
So
it
it's
requires
standard.
both hands to operate. It does not flip open. When it opens, it locks into place, and there's a simple stud on the side which will allow you to retract the knife back into its sheathing. The knife has both a straight edge at the front and a serrated edge further back. It comes to a tanto point.
How big is it?
It's, when opened, about 10 inches long.
Jesus.
When closed, it's about 5 inches long.
Pocket size.
Yeah, so 5-inch blade. Okay.
Now that each of you have managed to come to grips with your new clothing and new equipment, you take a look up. And for those of you who may or may not be familiar with the Toronto, Ontario region and the buildings therein, you see a building that you may or may not have visited and which you may or may not be already fairly familiar with.
Dun dun dun.
And you see
Etobicoke
the
General
brutalist
Hospital.
concrete block that is the Etobicoke General Hospital. Outside of the Etobicoke General Hospital,
born there.
which is where you are, you've all sort of come to at the edge of one of the parking lots, the main parking lots. Off to one side, you can see construction ongoing. There looks to be a late 2010s building being erected here. You can tell because of the surfeit of glass that edges every side. But it is still under construction, and mostly it is still wrapped in plastic, and there is still the scaffolding and the various machines that suggest that construction is ongoing, although at this time of night there doesn't seem to be anybody there. Furthermore, the actual active building of the hospital lies in front of you. As I mentioned before, hospital proper is a concrete block. It looks like it was made to last. There are windows, but they're set deeply within the structure, set back from the concrete edges of the building itself. And it is that most functional of building styles that is the cube. The rough rectangular cube. An imperfect rhomboid.
So from the entrance of the building, the construction yard is on the right side or the left side?
So from the entrance, standing in the parking lot where you are right
in the
now, facing the
hospital.
entrance, it is on your right.
So this side.
Yes.
Awesome.
So,
It's not in a hospital. It's bad news.
I can only imagine.
from what you can tell, having no timepieces on hand at the moment, it must be the small hours of the morning. It is dark out here, but only as dark as a city street ever gets. The lights of the city are on and fairly bright. There's no traffic past here at the moment, but you can imagine that there could be, since the road seems to be open. And in front of you, the hospital lights are on, although various signs direct you to the emergency ward entrance, as the main entrance is currently closed.
Under construction or closed?
Closed for the evening.
So we're
So right now
We're-
you're standing in
like
the
in the-
parking lot.
Right.
the parking
The parking
lot.
lot itself is mostly abandoned. There's a couple of cars that look like they plan to be parked there all night, and otherwise there is nothing except the various paraphernalia of ongoing construction. blocked out behind chain link fences.
Great.
What'd you guys get in your box? Anything different? Did you
Same
get like
thing you did.
another rifle or?
I kind of wish I got a rifle, but
It's like a shoebox. How is he gonna hold a gun?
You never know, man.
it seems we all got a knife. Anybody unprepared on how to handle a knife?
Apollo goes and opens it, tests the weight of it, flips it around his hand a little bit for like in a stab position, flips it back into holding it again, sheathes it, and puts it back in his pocket.
Well, I wasn't really referring to Apollo.
It'll be
but,
most useful if we have an unruly peach that needs peeling.
It's not a good.
Oh man, I was just eating fuzzy peaches before I left, and you reminded me. Ah, man, what a bummer. They should let us take snacks along these trips. Make them much better.
I actually like the cherry blasters.
Oh, those are so good. Little sour.
They can be
this
sour.
guy? Like, can we look? The main entrance we can see from here, and he gestures over to the main entrance. It's closed.
I mean,
Yeah.
if we're being honest here, I think we probably got to be discreet and not let anyone know we're here, or at least like maybe split up, kind of thing.
Look, the police aren't on our case. I'm sure the medical staff, if anything, is going to be alerted somehow based on, if emergency services aren't going to be rubbing their nose in our business, I'm sure.
Yeah, but as 4 healthy people, we can't just go walking around a hospital. Someone's going to say something, right?
I mean,
Unless
it's
you-
not like we're going to walk in and it's going to be dead empty.
Do you see the parking lot? There's not a lot of people here. And
Okay,
by the
but-
time...
Maybe an orderly.
Okay, Gus, are you going to walk in there and act like a junkie all kind of high up and kind of shaking and
Oh,
shit? Or are you going to walk in there all casual?
Okay, fine.
Really depends on how you approach a situation.
Doctor,
I'll just
you're
follow
making
you guys.
faces. How do you feel?
Tired, bored. Let's move.
Right.
The agent that was here before, did any of us get a picture of them along with the profile of
You
the
did not.
thing?
You did not even get his name.
Okay.
An agent.
An agent. So you need to find out who
Why-
might have been here up until 2 weeks ago.
Why put out information when it's tour related?
All right, well, let's go. And I go to pat the Dr. Kilo on the back, and I go, germs. Lead the way, doctor. This is your area of expertise, looks like it. So you must know the building at least, or something about it.
If anything,
How to get
yes,
in,
of course.
or-
Because my name starts with doctor. I must know the intimate insides of every hospital that's ever been built.
If-
My apologies. And
if
then I walk
anything,
off ahead of him.
you
I'll take the lead then, okay?
That was actually really funny.
if anything, you may know more about any kind of layout or process inside a medical facility compared to the rest of us.
Indeed. The sick people go in one entrance and the healthy people go in the other. Let us go.
Gus isn't even looking back. He's like way ahead.
He's already walking towards the emergency
I'm
entrance.
going to abstract the part where you
Another
make,
fantastic mission.
make further funny comments, and I'll assume that you have made it to the emergency entrance doors. They are sliding doors that react automatically to your presence. None of you are
Whoa.
vampires, or at least one of you isn't.
So futuristic.
You don't know that.
At least one of you is not, because they can see you. The infrared sensors notice your presence, and the doors slide smoothly open.
I have nothing to be afraid about.
Just inside of the emergency ward is this sort of crowded antiseptic environment that you might expect of a hospital. You can see that several wheelchairs have been piled up unceremoniously in one corner of the entranceway. The entranceway itself is fairly narrow, just big enough maybe to fit a stretcher through sideways. And it opens onto a narrow hallway that goes in 2 directions. To the left, you can see that the hallway makes a sharp turn and heads towards who knows what. However, there is a helpful map stand at which you manage to pick up a floor plan of at least this floor of the hospital.
Nice.
Off to the right,
Could have printed us all out copy.
off to the right, there is the various elements of the emergency ward itself, and you can see that there are some people here sitting in the chairs or in wheelchairs, and one person on a stretcher with a saline bag draining slowly into them, all huddled in that waiting triage area. In front of that area, there is the triage desk, and you can see that there are several weary-looking nurses sitting there. And beyond that, the hallway takes another sharp turn to the right.
I see what you mean about this. Germs. It's gross in here.
It smells strongly of citrus.
Smells clean, though.
Stop riling up the doctor. We need him at peak.
Oh, I'm just trying to have conversation. You guys are so dull.
Well, Cap, what's the plan here?
Well, let me see if we can access some kind of medical
Boring
records.
hospital, boring conversation, boring everything.
First thing we have to do is know who was here in the last 2 weeks. So, might as well ask.
What is it exactly that we are looking for?
We're looking for. Did you not read the listing?
But what is it exactly we are looking for? We expecting the nurses to tell us?
As you're all talking, sitting in the entrance, one of the people who was sitting, and when they say sitting, he wasn't exactly sitting in the emergency triage area. He was sort of clutching his seat beneath him as he trembled slightly. He stands up as though suddenly he got an electric jolt, and he runs over to the emergency entrance, and he reaches out. Who's got the lowest dexterity score here?
I got a
No.
dog.
Counting all of the dots that you might
all
have.
the
I have
dogs?
3 dots.
What?
All right, the two of you roll agility.
Okay.
The what is back? Roll agility.
Yeah.
So 2,
6.
3, and 10.
Oh, you're rolling the percentile again.
It literally doesn't matter.
Reaches out for a gust and takes a hold of his shirt and shakes him and shakes himself in the process.
Oh man, what's wrong with you? What's going on?
Back off!
I punch him in the face.
He takes it to the face, his nose bleeding, but he doesn't seem to really notice. Whatever he's hyped up on,
Deadshot!
he is really upset. There's spiders inside! And he goes suddenly silent. You let the spiders out. Thank you. Oh, but they're coming back in. They're coming back
Deadshot!
I push the guy off of him.
He just sort of huddles into the corner as he clutches in on himself. Goes, they crawl in, and then they come out. They come out this way. And he pulls on his eyes from the bottom, and he pulls down. Come out like this.
I run to the front desk. This guy needs some help. He's freaking out. He's having some kind of shock or...
It's okay, nurses. I'm a doctor, just off duty right now.
The tired-looking triage nurse, one of them, the other two are heads down, kind of looking at the paperwork. One of them looks up with a world-weary expression. Okay, great, doctor. Thanks. Let us know if you need any help.
How long have the arachnids been inflicting your ears?
Don't know what you mean.
The crawly, tingly things. How long have they been inside?
Oh, the spiders. Forever. Except not forever. Just a little while, but now forever.
Can't be forever. No human body can last more than 120 years at most. And even then they start decomposing.
You're right. Thank you. I feel so much better now. No, wait, I don't.
He's not a germs kind of guy.
I'm gonna have to sanitize that arm again.
You're right, I'm sorry. I might have exposed you to the spiders.
Oh, he really doesn't like when you touch him. Trust me.
The spiders, they where do they crawl?
He looks, he gets really close to it as he looks into your eyes. In here. Out here.
Oh, like sick patients going one way, and the other patients going another.
He turns away as though he suddenly had
An epiphany.
a flash of enlightenment. In here and out. So all I need to do is make the holes bigger. And he reaches towards his eyes.
Okay, I'm not gonna look for this.
By the way,
I'm
just
gonna try to grab his hand.
just so you're aware, Chris is referring to in the ears and
Yeah,
out the
out the
eyes.
eyes. Yeah.
Spiders
It's not
are in
loud.
the ears, out the eyes.
It's not loud, but it is there.
Yes. I guess I'm trying to grab his wrists as he goes.
You successfully grab his wrists. He's not trying too hard,
Yeah.
but his hands are twisted into claws. And he's like, I If I make the holes bigger, the spiders will come out faster than they go in.
Can someone check for syringe marks or injection spots on his
He
arms?
grips both of your hands suddenly, as though he's suddenly become aware that they're there. He made the holes bigger for them. That's why the spiders came out.
Who made the holes bigger?
He did. Doctor. Oh, that's what I should do. I should ask the doctor. With a sudden burst of strength, he breaks himself free of your hold.
Can
and,
I
he
stumble
and, he,
back?
and he goes running back past the triage nurses and around the corner, presumably in search of the doctor.
Okay.
You
So
hear,
he's gone down the right hallway.
you hear him scream out spiders, and then he's gone.
Okay.
Are you not paying attention? Brett, talking to the triage nurses that are world weary and tired. He just ran. Is there not some kind of security, anything that could be done about this guy? This clearly potentially harmful individual.
Here, let's go, Dad. He's tired. He's had a long night. I kind of usher him aside.
I don't look.
Oh, so if it didn't work for me, it must work for you, eh? They don't give a shit,
the
man.
triage nurses
Deal with it.
look at the whole group of you. Do some of you need help?
No, we're waiting for friends. Just visiting, hoping they're okay.
Visiting hours are over.
We're just making sure they come out.
The nurse looks at the clock behind her. It's 1:30 in the morning.
Actually,
Do you have a reason for being here, or you're just trying to make my life more difficult?
we're just looking for the bathroom.
Okay. This isn't an area for public washrooms. You might want to try the Tim Hortons. It's down the street.
Cool, thanks. Keep that in mind.
Okay.
Apollo pulls the doctor aside for a moment. How come the first thing you didn't do was say that you wanted to potentially look at any kind of patient records? These two may not look like they're going to be doing anything useful, but that doesn't mean that they can't just give things to us because they might not care.
Why do I want to get patient records for? Then nurses know that we asked for patient records. Aren't we supposed to be discreet?
Yeah.
See, when you use this, things start to make sense, don't they, Mr. Day?
Then how do we look at any of that besides just walking around?
You think the Tim Hortons is still
As you guys continue to talk in front of the triage nurse area now,
I pulled him aside.
Yeah, you pulled it aside.
slightly pulled aside from the triage nurse area now, you do finally see a security guard around the corner on what looks like a regular round.
Oh, okay, so Mr. Spider doesn't call the security guy over, but...
This fellow has clearly not seen action of any meaningful sort for a while.
Are you calling him fat?
He's in his late 50s, maybe, balding. He's fairly rotund. Mind you, he looks like once upon a time he probably
Lifted weights?
had more beer barrels that he could lift than beer barrels that he carried around his midsection.
Yes.
But that time has come and gone. He looks like he could still take a few punches and leave the person worse for wear, but he's obviously not been maintaining
just because
himself
of his
well.
size?
He's a big, husky fellow, at least as tall as you, probably as wide as well.
Is there a coffee machine somewhere around the emerge area?
In the emergency ward itself, you don't see any coffee machines.
Oh, what about something like a water cooler? Something like that?
There is a water cooler, but it's behind the glass doors, which are controlled by the triage nurses from inside of their areas. And when I say the triage nurses have desks, you have to remember that the desks are actually completely glassed and walled off,
Yes.
and that the glass has a metal mesh behind it. So if someone were to try and break it, the metal
They
mesh
still have to
would
go through
stop
the
them.
mesh.
Yes.
So what you're saying is we need to bust our way in.
And the actual voices that you're hearing of the triage nurses are coming through small speakers that are
Microphones.
embedded
It's
in
like
the
in a ticket
windows.
booth or something.
Like in a bank, or well, some banks, and the go bus stops for some reason.
Like in a place where they expect someone might break out into violence at any
Potentially,
moment.
like a go bus stop.
Exactly. However, around the corner, just on the edge of the hallway, you can see some signs that point off to other areas of the hospital, including washrooms, stairs, imaging departments, and the Tim Hortons.
We're still here though. We haven't moved.
That's right.
Where's the
Yeah,
Tim's
yeah.
then? The corner?
Tim's is up here where the gift shop is and stuff like
But
that.
you can probably see signs that are pointing to all this.
That's
stuff.
right. So you can see signs that say down this hallway will take you to mammography and ultrasounds and imaging, it says in general, endoscopy, and then it also mentions
Pre-op surgery.
All right.
pre-op surgery and the Tim Hortons
I-
and the gift shop.
I take a look at the security
really
guard
good
and then
juxtaposition.
look at the look at company and I say, hey, I mean, maybe we should get Tim's, kind of get things off our mind. Maybe
Hold on.
for an ice cap.
What is the...
Oh no, maybe a tea.
What is the security guard like? Besides, like, does he look clean cut? Does he maybe look like he's holding on to some kind of military background?
He's balding and fat, but looks like he used to work out really hard.
He's a mall
And he's
cop
a
who
big
goes
guy.
to the gym.
It's hard to say anything more beyond
Paul,
that.
is that you? Paul Clark in the flesh?
He's not quite mall
Yeah.
cop levels, but he looks
Yes.
like once
It's
upon
not.
a time he might have been active in some kind of service, might have been civil, might have been military.
Is that the same... the opposite corner from where the guy ran to Screaming Spiders?
Right, so the spider guy ran this way, and he's
So
coming
where's the
around
Tim?
this
Like
corner.
the security guard is coming
So
from
the security
side.
guard
That's why I didn't see him.
has walked up near the triage desk where you are standing right now, and he turns to take a look at the nurse, and the nurse sort of looks at you guys, and he turns to look at you guys.
But before he does that, when I saw him, I was like, let's go to Tim's. I turned and started walking down the other hallway,
Okay.
like just on my own. Just I'm going to the
Then he
Tim's.
looks at the three of you who are still standing.
Right, then...
I
if
walk
that
towards
happens,
Towards the guard?
Yes.
Okay.
Damn it.
Evening, sir.
Hi. I'm actually here for the kind of cut to the chase, but I'm here for the new posting for night guard, night shift.
At 1:30 in the morning.
It's
He's
kind of
on time
late.
for it.
I just came off my full-time job.
Okay, well, the hiring for the night shift still happens during the day, so I'm sorry to disappoint you.
Well, no, I figured I could kind of get some info from like an inside guy, see what the job's like.
Oh. Alright. Well, walk with me. I gotta do my rounds.
All right, sure.
I turn around and realize nobody is following
What
me.
about your,
I love it.
I'm at the end of this
He looks
hall.
at Apollo Day, and he looks at Dr. Walter Keel. Groupies.
They just came in with me. I don't know.
Dad, are we going to get coffee or what? Like, I could really do a tea.
I'll meet you over there. Keep an eye on this one. And I go with a Gus.
Gus.
The security cop nods to the triage nurses each in turn, and they give him a weary nod in return, and he continues to walk.
So is he continuing down the
So,
same hallway?
so
that
I
the
assume
ninja-
that you have hurried off after him.
I've hurried off after.
Okay,
I
so
guess.
I will switch between the two of you in a moment. So you two will start.
Splitting the party.
The
All right.
the security.
I'm asking about the position. Got my 3 groupies. It's cool if they come, right?
They want to learn
The
jump.
security agent continues to walk in silence with you for a bit, and then he turns to you. So, what are you really here for?
Well, like I said, I'm here because I saw the opening for a new security guard. Just kind of figured I'd figure out what the lay of the land is, kind of the routes you take, where the stairs and everything is.
I don't suppose you know how to cut the shit.
Would you like me to go to the bathroom and take a deuce and cut it in half? I could.
I guess not. Well, if you don't want to tell me why you're really here, I can summon a few other security guards. I'd really rather not get into unpleasantness.
I need to talk to my cousin for a second, if you don't
Oh,
mind.
sure. Absolutely. I got nothing better to do.
I believe.
Let's turn back to you two.
I don't even have any money. I can't get anything at the Tim. Do you have any money?
I have a knife.
Wow, that's going to buy you a lot.
So the Tim Hortons, you can see as you come round here.
Hey man, what are we switching?
No way.
Completely sardonic, like.
I like
So
a
as
donut,
you-
please. Okay.
Jesus. As you run around the corner and just threaten the Tim Hortons people with your knife. No. So I'm assuming that you walk around the corner at a fairly brisk pace. So you can see down this hallway continues. The hallway itself continues, and there's 2 doors that come off of this hallway. a door straight ahead. It's a double door. It looks like it has some sort of buzzer or security cards entrance area. It looks like you have to touch something some sort of sensor in order to get those doors to open. And both of them look like they have some sort of pad near them that requires some sort of security card in order to open them from this side. The doors don't have any visible handles as far as you can see, but you can see a slight gap in between the doors that could potentially be forced. And otherwise, you also see the gift shop, which is closed, and the Tim Hortons, which is still open. There's one person in the Tim Hortons and one server in the Tim Hortons, and the person at the front of the queue talking to the server looks like they're ordering donuts for several dozen people, and they're very slowly picking out one
Does it just look like a
donut
guy?
after another. It's an older woman in what looks like scrubs.
I know and I appreciate your knife, but I asked for money.
Do you have money?
I'm gonna think of something. Excuse me. I kind of pat the nurse on the back, I guess. Lady in the scrubs.
And Boston cream, 3.
Oh
yeah,
my god,
sure.
Boston cream's my favorite. Sorry. Actually, I hate custard. Sorry, I can't find my parents, and I don't have my wallet on me. But they asked me to get them a coffee or tea. I was wondering, do you think you could spare maybe $2 or something? I know, I'm sorry. It's a big ask.
I'm buying donuts for the whole team tonight, and I guess I can spare an extra bit for a coffee. What do you want?
You're the best. I'll take a medium steep tea, 2 milk, 2 sugar.
And a medium steep tea, 2 milk, 2 sugar.
You're the best.
And the guy behind the desk nods his head. Okay. She finishes ordering her various donuts, and we'll come back to you in a moment.
Good detective skills, guys.
wait,
we got him. We got him.
For clarity,
Coffee. My ADHD is kicking in, dude. I
If that doesn't work, we can show them our money. Stab.
for clarity, Apollo just hung back on that one.
Oh, no doubt.
All right. What are you guys up to?
Maybe just turn the tea leaves around. We'll figure out the murder.
So what
security
was
guard.
going to tell
You
me?
don't know it won't
believe you.
happen.
Security guard didn't believe you. Walter Keel decided to have a quick conversation with his compatriot.
I believe a moment of what you might call bullshittery is necessary at this point. Keel very quickly pulls out his Palm Pilot, like as if it was a bat, flashes it and puts it back in his pocket. We'll cut right to the chase. We're from Internal Affairs. We've heard there are some uncleanliness practices happening on the upper levels of this hospital, and we've been called in to investigate. It'd be very prudent if you move out of our way so we can be in and out as quickly as possible.
The guard gives you a 1,000-yard stare with a raised eyebrow attached. Cleanliness issues?
Yes, needles not being disposed of properly, doctors using the same set of gloves more than once.
So you mean the usual?
Yes, exactly.
The guard looks up and then looks down and sort of shakes his head. Well, I guess I'd like you to make a delude roll.
That's unfortunate.
What do you roll for that? Just one?
We're both screwed.
Half. I have no charisma.
No.
You can spend health, right? Or 2 health?
You could spend 2 health in order to make a heroic effort here.
To make it a
Got
full
one
roll.
regular die. Okay, it's fine.
We get to sleep to regenerate health, right? Ouch.
That's fine. I'm sweating really hard. Nope. Oh.
Bummer.
Yeah.
The guard.
No success is one.
the guard looks away for a moment and looks back at you. You're not here from Internal Affairs. And you're not here for the cleanliness issues, are you? Security guard lowers his voice a little bit further. And he pulls you a little closer. You're actually here because of the disappearances, am I right?
How did you know about that?
And the guard looks away for a moment. You didn't hear anything from me, but I had a friend who, walking his usual beat, one night checked in, and we shared a coffee and a donut together, talked about his wife and kids, and when I clocked out for the night, he didn't clock out with me, and he hasn't come in since. Now, what I've heard is that he had some kind of psychotic break, and he's been huddled at home since. But what I know is that he was with me on campaign 30 years ago, and if there's anyone less likely to break, it's him.
I'm sorry for your friend's probable mental breakdown and subsequent loss of senses.
I don't want your apologies. I figure that if they're going to send a doctor, and it's clear to him that you must be a doctor because you're arrogant and annoying.
Nice. Thanks.
Around, and he looks over to Rain's muscle. That there's something serious going on. What do you need from me? And don't give me any bullshit about hypodermic needles.
Who did you serve with?
It's an old story, but Canadian 2nd Regiment.
Oh yeah, what tour was it? Afghanistan, Iran?
Oh no, we weren't doing anything like that back in the day. Middle East, we hadn't even heard of the stands. They were all the Russians' problem.
More peacekeeping, or kind of?
That's what Canada used to do.
So I heard. Yeah.
Agent Jeeves will take your statement when we return. For now, we will need access to the upper levels and to the operation rooms.
Well, I don't know about the upper levels. See, they've been closed off for the night, and the elevator's shut down. There's stairs, but, well, I'll let you draw your own conclusions when you get up there. You might also want to take a look down. That's where my friend was patrolling.
Do we need any security passes, perhaps?
Well, if you go this direction, he points the way these two went. You have to have a security ID to open up the doors, but I can let you in the back way. It's around the other side.
Very good.
That kid and the other grunt with you?
Yes, unfortunately.
They're a little excitable.
I'll tell you what. I'll be around the corner at the back entrance. You go collect your friends, and I'll meet you there.
Yeah, that worked.
Interesting.
You have a tea. It has 2 milk and 2 sugar.
Perfect. You solved this puzzle.
I walk over to Apollo.
Are you happy with...
Oh shit! Did you? I should have asked her for something for you.
I'm gonna ask a different question, and I hit the comms. Any word on anything that's not Timothy Horton?
We have security clearance for the rest of the floor.
Timothy
Why the
Horton.
fuck did I not go with you two?
That is a very interesting question. I'm sure with a very interesting answer.
You're such an old Timothy Horton.
Hey, anyways, if you guys come back, then we can get this show going.
Is there anything we can do about the doors that have security clearance that we passed by on the way
Alright,
to this
I'm on my
Timothy
way.
Horton?
I
Yeah,
walk.
just come back to us. We're around the corner.
As he's on this
Sure.
conversation, I'm at the doors.
Right.
Damn,
so,
you're fast.
Well, I just don't. I'm all over the place, man.
Yeah,
I'm like, okay, cool, yeah, sure.
So
Fucking flash.
the security guard disappeared around the corner in this direction, and there are doors here that lead, and you can see signs on the wall that say imaging in this direction, as well as stairs and bathrooms and so on and so forth. The doors, one of the doors hangs open. It looks like it's been propped up against something, but the security guard is gone. He's nowhere in sight. You see something dropped on the ground, though. There's a little shimmer shine to it.
Go and check it out.
It's the sort of lapel attachment for a security card ID. The plastic holder of it is present, and the security clip, but the security ID card that should sit inside is missing.
Is it like one of those retractable ones?
Son of a bitch.
On the little carabiner
Yeah.
clips? Sure.
So they're right at this door.
Right.
Yeah.
I walk up to the door and I see them. I presume.
But it
through
hasn't
some
propped
glass.
open. So.
Yeah, one door has been left open, and you can see now that you're close that has those little feet that come out
Yes.
on this side, and it's been left
But-
open by pushing the foot down.
It seems our friend has not waited for us after all.
It is kind of odd to leave that thing behind, though. I'd pick it up and kind of like clip it to my belt.
Okay. You have now joined them.
Mr. Day, Mr. whatever.
Where'd you get that? He
on
points to
the-
the clip.
It's on the ground.
Doc,
Fire
Deadshot.
papers.
That looks like it should have belonged to at least a security guard or some kind of doctor or something. Was it
Yep.
just empty on the ground, or?
Yeah.
Okay, what did you learn?
Very little, other than the fact that a recent security guard has gone missing.
No, before that, before he went missing, did you talk to him or something?
He's going to let us through the back, and I'm surmising that this is the back way.
Who has a point in awareness? Everybody with a point in awareness,
Do not.
please roll it.
8.
All right. You notice, since you were already asking about the lighting and thinking about it, you notice that one of the lighting panels on the roof is out, and it's further along this very hallway. You can see that it's at this juncture here, where the imaging area apparently opens up. You can see that based on, now that you're looking for it, that light is out, that there must be a number of lights out in that particular area, because there seems to be a pool of darkness around that corner.
Well, guys, looking beyond the doorway, yeah, there's a pretty bad area down the ways.
Well, we have nothing else to do. We continue on this way, go down or go up.
If before we do anything, if I can make the suggestion, Gust, don't go running off, please.
I didn't go running off. I just
No.
Met some nice
I
people.
mean,
I stuck with him for a second.
You're very
please.
excitable. I understand your vigor and your usefulness.
Your double wasn't worth it.
But we also don't want you to die. I don't want you to
I'll
die.
be fine.
So stick with us, and if we need something set on fire, we'll let you know.
Oh, but I set things on fire. What do you do? What's your thing?
He's smart.
No, but what's his thing? We all have a thing. What's your thing?
He's smart.
I have a lot of fucking degrees.
He's smart.
Oh, I'm the doctorate with diplomas and degrees.
He's probably the smartest person you've
He
ever
also has a
met.
really witty sense of humor.
Not the point. Let's just go that way.
He's pretty stale to me.
He's also a really good dancer.
Focus
Out
on
of
for
character.
a second. Downstairs, upstairs, or down this hallway.
Well, Paula, you're the cap here. It's your call.
Okay, fine. Doctor, your
I look up and down the stairwell.
prognosis.
Do I see anything?
My prognosis of what
The
directions?
stairwell,
Which way do you
again,
think we
is
should
behind
go?
closed
I'm
doors.
not a doctor. I
Oh.
don't know this shit.
Right,
Locked?
so, no, as far as you can tell,
Okay.
they have push bars on them.
Well, I push it and
Have we
Time
gone
to
through
look
the
in.
door yet? I was
Don't
just looking through
push
the door.
doors.
well,
I get the alarms.
again, while they're having this conversation, I'm doing something.
Right. So
It's
you
probably,
put
it's
push
probably not rigged to alarm.
you push open the stairwell door while they're still talking. You ask him a question. So what's your thing? And then immediately go. Poof.
I love this guy.
Well, no, because
That's
he's
fine,
like,
that's
what do
fine.
you think?
So-
I don't know.
Exactly. I said focus
I'm not
up, and
just-
you went, ha.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
That's
great.
fine.
I
You look
love
up,
it.
You look up the stairwell, and
Is it
you
lit?
look down the stairwell, and you see that there are stairs here.
Is it lit?
It is lit.
You're not gonna make a roll for that?
There is fluorescent lighting. Okay, only a 3. No, you can't tell whether there's any stairs in this. Sorry.
I can see the stairs.
There's no door in the doorway.
So you open the door and you look up and you look down. It's fully lit. The fluorescent lighting seems to be working just fine here. There are stairs that lead up, and you can see that on each floor. You can see just barely from this angle that each floor appears to have doors closing on that floor. So you'd have to go through each set of doors to see what's on that floor. And again, going down as well.
How far does it go down?
Is there a
As
sign
far
on the
as you
wall
can
or
tell, it goes down just one single floor, but it's a double set of stairs as opposed to the single set of stairs going up for each floor.
basement storage kind of stuff?
Pour a bit of my tea down the stairs.
Why?
To the bottom floor, to the
And
basement.
explode.
After half a second, you hear
Okay.
What a waste. I hope you didn't pay too much for that tea.
Literally nothing. It was awesome. Best friend. Lady in front of the Tim's line. She's awesome. Top 10.
I
no,
walk.
top 15 favorite
Let's go downstairs first, since he's already making a mess of the place.
I walk up to Gust and close the door.
Our only tangible
Or
lead at the
not.
moment is what the other guard told us,
They
that his
said
friend
go
disappeared
down.
downstairs. Correct, Mr. Rings?
Before we carry on, Gust, this is exactly what I was talking about. You can't go off and make your
Oh,
own
but we're
decisions.
just talking. Let's do some
You
investigating.
could have
I
opened. You
said
could
that.
have opened that door and disappeared died or something worse, and we wouldn't know about it.
And if I said that, you called me Dad. Which you've done like 5 times already. Stop that.
Yeah,
That's an
and it's
order.
not a
That's
good
a direct
thing.
order.
It's basically all I'm looking for is if you're going to do something, be like, hey guys, I'm checking out the stairwell. Just
Alright,
let
well,
us
hey
know.
guys, checked out the stairwell. Seems like there's stairs in there.
Cool, thanks.
So, I think we go downstairs. That's
Would
what
you
I
like
think.
to lead the way down?
No, you're the captain. You're the leader.
Awesome. And I
I just...
stomp down the
I
stairs.
look through, you know?
All right. Again, it's a double set of stairs, so it takes you a little while, even just going downwards. And when you reach the bottom of the stairs, you can see that the doors here are heavier duty than you might expect or have seen elsewhere in the hospital. They look like thick, solid metal, and it looks like it's a single door as opposed to the double doors you've seen elsewhere, and you can't see how it swings, if indeed it does. But you can see that there's a similar scanner next to these doors as you've seen elsewhere in the hospital, probably intended for a security ID.
So, Rain stayed at the top, holding the door open.
So, I stay at the top of the stairwell with Reins.
Okay. Then, as I went down and I looked, I ready back up. It looks like it has some kind of, maybe an NFC fob, some kind of lock, maybe magnetic. There's no handles, there's nothing to break into.
Most likely for a missing security card.
So, no way to get into it.
Not yet. So we go up or we go around the dimly lit hallway.
Maybe check out the hallway.
Up was the second suggestion, correct?
No, it was my suggestion. We should follow the strangely broken lights.
Any lead's better than nothing. Let's making our way back up. And we do.
Okay.
Or attempt to.
The two parties reconnect without incident.
Stop.
That's good.
You come back and you see their shoes there.
And you're now standing at the doorway to the stairwell. As you walk down the hallway, you hear footsteps coming from this hallway
Okay,
as you work your way
Yes.
past it.
I hope that's not the spider guy. Oh,
Then
Take the lead, Captain.
Instinctively, if there's any movement or anything, I would look down the hallway. What do I see?
So you turn your head around the hallway?
I would have turned my head to
No.
look through the hallway.
Uh-oh.
I grab him and pull him back.
I would
So
imagine.
he looks down the hallway, you grab him, pull him back immediately, and the nurse carrying a big container of donuts comes around the corner and looks at you all.
I found my dad and his friends.
Good
Oh,
evening,
can
ma'am.
you... Dad, did you bring your wallet? She bought me his tea.
It's
Sorry,
in-
I didn't catch your name,
It's
by
in
the
the
way.
car.
It's Sarah.
Oh, Sarah, you're so... Like I said, top 15 nicest people I've met.
Thank you, Sarah.
Do you know how
Wallet's
much?
in the car.
Do you know how much saturated fat is in those donuts?
Actually, I do.
Oh,
She's a nurse. Duh.
interesting.
Mr. 7 Doctorates or whatever.
She looks around at all of you and decides that this isn't her problem, whatever this is, and turns to go down the hallway. Well, have a nice evening, everybody.
Thanks, Sarah.
Which hallway does she
too.
go down?
The one
So
we're walking
she
down?
continues walking down this hallway.
Oh.
Sarah!
Makes the turn
Oh.
at the darkened light.
Oh.
No! Wait!
Apollo turns to Rains and just says, "Thanks for not letting me bump into a nurse."
It could have been something worse. Why is your first instinct to look out the hallway?
Okay, I draw
Because
my
movement,
tea.
do you not automatically kind of look at...
Someone
like,
has to
no.
do something.
Wait.
Reins, I'm running down the hallway.
No,
No.
stop.
No.
If she goes missing, we'll have a new lead to follow.
Oh, but she can't go missing, guys. Come on. What? We're just gonna let people die or
Do you
disappear?
want to go missing?
Our job is not to protect other people. Our job is to find out why things are disappearing.
gosh,
and
you guys are heartless.
Solving that issue. It's not an issue of heart. There's no morality in this. It's doing the job. So do the job. And I start walking down the hallway.
As you're walking down the hallway, you can see the
Perhaps.
hallway that Sarah came down has a bunch of people on gurneys and in wheelchairs just lined up in the hallway. You take it that this must be the overflow from emergency. It's quiet at this time of night, but there's a certain theme that you get just looking down the hallway briefly as you're
Death.
passing. Not death. Everybody looks alive, but they don't look... Have you been in a hospital recently? Anyone
Yes.
here?
No.
Thank goodness, no.
Yeah.
I mean, yes.
So you get the impression when you're in a hospital that there's lots of people suffering from lots of different things. Right? There's people who are in
All these people are
wheelchairs
suffering
and
from-
have saline drips, and there's people who are just sitting there.
Broken legs.
In this case, it looks to you like everybody is suffering strangely from the same sort of ailment. It's not immediately obvious because some of them are older and some of them are younger, and some of them are male and some female, but all of them are rubbing at their eyes constantly, or they're feeling at their ears as though there's something bothering them, something painful there, or they're just sort of clutching their heads as though they have the most terrible headache.
Did we pass by any hand sanitizer or anything on the way in here? I don't know if you noticed that, but please take a second look at the hallway. Doctor, you might have, and I rejoin with you guys and gesture down the hallway. Everybody has the same thing.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking we need some more info before we jump into the belly of the beast.
Spider's guy might have infected a couple of us if this is a communicable illness.
I didn't touch him.
I did.
Oh,
he
I
did, and
punched
he
him.
did. Three of us did.
Oh, no.
well,
And many
if-
serious ailments are passed by blood, which you may have made contact with when you punched him in the nose.
No, I didn't touch him after you did, but you did
I didn't get any of his
grabbed.
blood on my knuckles. I just punched him. Oh, I hope, man. And I go and spray like you know when you're soaping, you do 1, 2 squirts. I've got
Well,
like
is
8
there any-
squirts of hand sanitizer.
There is, in fact, hand
Sleeves rolled
sanitizer
up.
at regular intervals all
Fine.
along.
Then I
Sleeves
walk to
rolled
the
up and I
nearest
go to
one
put
and
it. I go to put it on my face and I. No.
You put the hand sanitizer on your hands and you go to put it on your face. And when you go to put it on your face
Die.
is when you take a look at the color of it. It's very unusually colored. Usually it's clear white, right? It's just alcohol. But this has got kind of a thick, oily, reddish hue.
Oh, I think I just infected myself by trying to disinfect myself.
So then,
It can't
as,
be blood. You know that. Even you who aren't doctors, because it's still liquid.
What do you think, Doc?
I think you're
Lump
stinking.
on the wall. And you see that it sort of slides slowly down on its own.
don't touch
So
any
it's
of this.
not-
You're the only one that hasn't been
So it's
contacted by
not
this
sticky
yet.
then.
It is sticky. It's got an oily,
Incredibly viscous?
sticky, viscous feel to it. When you try to put your fingers together, it kind of squishes out of the
Any
way.
kind of odor?
If you bring it close to your nose, it smells of rot.
Hey Doc, you know things about biological warfare, yeah?
Yes, I recall things.
Well, obviously things mostly can be transmuted via blood, but you also have gas. And you also have other liquids.
Yes.
Communicable diseases, and as I was saying this before, we touched all this shit. Can be transferred through other stuff.
I'm sitting down on the floor,
Maybe not air,
hands
but
by my side,
contact.
just legs crossed, hands kind of just out on the sides.
So,
Grossed out.
Yeah.
so what do you surmise? Do you think it could be the sanitizer?
I would like you to roll an academics or medicine, depending on your preference. Academics,
2, 7, 8.
there comes to you
Shit.
a certain remembrance of something that you heard. You remembered seeing it in an old text, many times translated. The text that you had your hands on was in its third different language, having been translated and translated again, time and over. And the context you remember hearing it in was in a long, dry lecture by one of the few teachers you could find on aspects of the supernatural. The exact details of the context have fled, but the exact details of what was said have not, because for you, those details are never gone. For you, those details remain forever. And you remember the details being that for every breach, for every hole in the substance of reality, there are symptoms, as though all of reality were a single living creature. And whenever something enters in, other things come with it, and other things are sucked out to make way for its mass. The bigger a thing has come in, the more things go out. The more things that are in one place, and when this thing comes in, whatever it might be, the more things change about that place. And yet they will all seem familiar until such a time as the change is complete and all of the mass is replaced. You get the strong sensation that the mass that you're touching is probably not infectious, but probably is not native to wherever it is you would consider home.
Right.
If he says anything, oh man, Doc, I'm so sorry. Like, hate me if you want, but like, I don't know, most people like me. I didn't, maybe I came across too strong.
You don't have a disease.
But
You have covered yourself with some sort of dimensional displacement.
Like goo from an outer realm or something.
Yeah, if you want to call it that.
It's just
I stand up,
plasma,
kind of try to
something.
mush my hands on the wall. Ugh.
It makes a long, slick red patch on the walls, as though it were dye.
Great.
So we don't have anything.
Okay, so I'm not gonna die. I turn around, but I'm still sorry. All right, whatever, man.
This is much.
have-
This is much worse than an
is it?
infectious disease.
Oh
This
shit!
is residue from something that has moved here.
What do you mean moved here?
I mean, it is come from outside. And
From
has
outside.
But
brought residue remnants with it.
but if
Something-
it's not infectious, why is it so bad? I'm not dead yet, right?
No, you're not dead yet.
The more residue that's
So-
around means more shit's coming in.
So the people that are sick, it's not because of this.
It's a byproduct of whatever's
I don't think this-
making people sick.
I don't think they're sick.
What do you think they are?
I think they've been invaded.
How do you know this isn't going to invade us? He
Because
drank a cup of coffee, for Christ's sake.
It
What is
was
that?
tea, 2 milk, 2 sugar, and it
doesn't
was from
matter.
Tim's.
You've ingested-
Everybody loves Tim's.
You've ingested something in a place that has this shit coming out of hand sanitizer.
Yeah, but it looked like normal tea. I've had my 2 milk, my steamed tea, 2 milk, 2 sugar. I haven't drank any of. I've had orange juice, but it's not the same, you know. It's
I love this commentary that you guys do, but I'm going to quote something my little sister always says,
It
is
is.
that unfortunately you two are acting very extra right now.
Oh my
oh, but he keeps egging me on. He's doing it on purpose. He's trying to make me feel like I'm gonna die.
I'm trying
That's
to-
what he wants me to die.
I'm trying to whip you into some kind of shape because this is fucking serious.
Oh, I'm sorry. I haven't seen battles and wars like you, man. And I just keep rubbing it on the wall.
Okay, guys, we
So
got a mission to do.
Let's
for
go.
sure. So what does this mean? What should we do? How can we help these people?
Oh, she
how do we
had
not
those-
get infected or invaded? Yeah, that's
it's probably
how.
too late for these people, and not getting infected or invaded will simply depend on how much of these things are coming through it.
Depends
at
on how
once.
many donuts you eat or how much coffee you drink. Let's go.
Where are you going?
Besides,
Oh.
August, if it's any comfort to you, we will all die someday.
Well, we have further down the hallway where the dark is. We have, or that's this hallway she went down.
That's right.
Okay.
That's where you
And-
see the lights up, where that's circle.
Is it fine past that?
As far as you can tell, further past that, immediately after, the next strip of fluorescent lighting is working.
Great.
If anything, it'll just be another hallway full of maybe corpses.
Well, Apollo, I don't mean to supersede your authority here because you are the glorified project manager of this mission we're on. But
okay.
if I can kind of give you some input in that we kind of move a bit more cautiously. Just
Slow
because we
down.
have the youngster here going off on his own a bunch of times already, getting tea, opening stairwells.
Slow it down and bunch up.
We have you running past hallways and almost bumping into people without being a bit more cautious.
And now we are dealing with the supernatural.
So there's that too.
That's nothing new.
So maybe we just go with a bit more caution and
Avery's
apprehension
right.
to what we're
Alright.
dealing with.
Okay, fine. Order is this way. Doctor, since you know more or less what you're looking at, go ahead of me. I'll walk second. Kid third. Reigns, you're last to make sure the kid doesn't run off behind us.
I think Avery should be second. You should be last.
That's an order. Let's go.
Yes, sir.
Cap. So
Where,
I get.
where are you going?
We are going.
At least if we
down-
walk down the
We're
hallway,
going
we can see the
I think
dark.
we're going towards where the lights are broken.
Okay.
I got my knife prepped, kind of in ready position.
I've got my coffee cup just stuck to my hand now because I picked it up. Yes, I picked it up and I was
And the
And
thick, gross, viscous stuff.
Gust was gonna throw it down the hall,
Right.
but he can't really get it off his hand.
Right.
So I guess as we
Yo-yo.
approach, does anything
Oh, it's like
happen?
one of
we're
those
right around
finger
the corner.
traps.
It's like one of those
Because-
sticky hands that you get from
Unless you're gonna do
Gachapons.
anything, I want to get the cup off my hand and kick the cup into the hall.
Okay. So as you approach, let's say you're right here,
Before I do
right where the pool of
Darkness?
is. So you managed to get the cup off of your hands.
Yes.
Pool of
And before I
darkness.
kick
That's
it.
not ominous at all.
So what I'm gonna do, Apollo, Avery, Deadshot. Deadshot's super cool. Such a cool name. What I'm gonna do is I'll kick the cup down the hall. Maybe there's a reaction.
And hit a nice nurse named Sarah.
No, or ward us of anything that might be down there.
From a
I've seen
coffee
this
cup.
before, man. What if this isn't like Sarah? You poke your head around that corner, you get shot, or you have spiders in your head, man. I'm trying to play this safe for all of us.
And like I said,
and slow it down.
No.
The good doctor knows what he's looking
I
at.
like
more than
I like what you're
most
getting
of
at,
us.
but maybe I can take that one step further. And Doc, do you know anything about pools of darkness aside from the fact that these lights are out?
Can I tell how these lights were taken out? Or
Sure.
if they're connected?
I-
Why
I-
this patch of
Smash?
light is out?
You,
why
you
the
have
others
you have a
aren't?
Dalton technology.
I
right?
do.
Okay. It looks to you on a quick glance at the lights as though something was applied to the cathode of each of the fluorescent tubes, such that they burnt out.
Right.
So another like electric signal or something from
No, some sort of material was applied to the cathode,
and it burnt it out.
and it burnt it out. Hard to tell. Whatever it was, because the fluorescent tubes run fairly hot, it's burnt it away.
Right.
All you can see is sort of the residue, some sort of reddish-brown color.
Deliberate sabotage.
So as these lights like get spazzed out or something?
It looks like someone's applied some sort of thing onto each individual
Cover the tracks.
output.
Why these lights?
Perhaps the same liquid we had from the dispensers.
This just makes me think there's more shit around that corner. That's
So
scary.
maybe what you should do is take that cup of yours, handy dandy cup, chuck it over the corner, and maybe I can kind of see what.
I'll kick it. Can't chuck it. Sticky hands. Kicking I will do. I kick the cup around the corner.
The cup manages to make a trajectory off of the wall, bounces back against the wall that you can't see, and makes kind of a sound, as though it landed on something soft.
Check. Scout it out.
Knives out.
Oh yes, because interdimensional creatures are weak against utility knives.
Look, protection against anything is better than nothing. If these
I-
things are
I-
flash, it's
I
better than
scouted out.
nothing.
If it
I
makes
go,
you
I
feel
go up
better,
to the
Captain.
corner
Thank you.
and kind of
Reigns, go ahead.
take an eye around the corner, kind of peeking really quick.
And pull back, kind of thing?
Yes.
Can't see much because the lights are out. And as you take a look, you can realize that the lights are out all along this hallway.
Okay, the entire hallway's black. We should.
Maybe what we should do:
Lights.
walk a little further, check the other hallway, make sure we don't get rear-ended or something, sandwiched, and then we'll have two guys here and we'll kind of regroup and then make our way down the hall.
Do you want to be one of the ones that goes across this dangerous hallway?
So right now I've had my back against the
flash a
corner,
little
kind
beam.
of trying to look a little bit. I
And you
kind
realize
of
that it's completely dark in the hallway.
yes. I shuffle a bit forward, kind of get in front of the
Just
hallway.
trying to like keep low as you enter into the hallway, or you're just going in front of the hallway.
I'm just trying to get in front of it so that the others can pass as I kind of watch for anything.
So he's like sort of. I don't want to use straddling, but he's basically
Crouched.
standing
Okay,
in
so you're
front
standing
of the hallway
in front of the
with the
hallway.
idea
Yes.
that we're going to
Passing
run
by
run
on one
behind
side.
him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
As you inch your body out into the midst of the area in front of the hallway into the darkness.
I die. I'm sorry.
I want you to roll awareness.
4.
You see a coffee cup.
You feel uncomfortable, but you're not sure if it's just nerves because you've gotten yourself worked up, or if there's something to feel uncomfortable about. You just get an uncomfortable sensation. Your skin is prickling.
I instinctively take a step back.
And as we're passing by you, and as I am the last one to pass by you, I pat you on the shoulder to let you know that we're clear.
Yeah, and then I kind of meet them on the other side.
So you walk across the hallway again?
Yes.
When you do so...
Oh,
When
they had already done that.
Yeah, when you pass... So you take like a little step back, so part of you is back in the light again. As you step back into the darkness as a whole to make your way to join them, you get that same sort of prickling sensation.
Oh, I see.
Okay, so now we're past the hallway down
Right.
this corridor.
Okay,
towards the
so this
Entropy.
is a hallway. Sorry, I said that was a wall previously, but this is a hallway with the doors coming off. Doors, the lights here all seem to be on. The doors here all seem to be sealed, as far as you can tell. It doesn't look like this
No.
area of the hospital is in use at the
Any
moment.
doors that we could see that have handles or knobs?
Yep, these all look like regular doors that are meant. They don't have handles, but they have push plates.
And you said this is endoscopy. Oh, I see you. I'm not sure what's around the corner. Besides, do we have a handy map like that we could take, or is it just posted at the front?
Yeah, no, there was a map. So let's
Okay.
say you have.
So then
this
I
like
look
a
at the
pamphlet.
map.
Yeah,
Well, there's
it's a little
stairs there to go up or down probably, and then there's an ICU and cysto waiting, and endoscopy. Anything useful? Do you think? ICU's not necessarily a better bet, but it could let us understand more of what's happening here in the first place.
If they have any people in the care unit.
I'm sure there'd probably be people worse off than the ones we passed by in the hallway in the ICU.
Hey, Apollo, does the map show a security office at all?
That's way back at the front, by the triage.
Well, because I don't know about you guys, but whatever was down that hallway kind of gave me the creeps.
What I don't get is how Sarah just walked around like there wasn't darkness. She just, I mean, she's been here before, obviously, but she just went.
And where is Sarah now?
To feed
Did you
into
hear
your
her go around the hallway?
to feed into your
saw
thoughts,
her, I
maybe
didn't-
she's one of them.
No, you saw her turn the corner. You didn't see her go down the hallway.
So where could she have been? Can we only see this?
Good
It
question.
just doesn't make any sense. Why so natural for her?
Well, I've
But
heard
she didn't seem infected like freaking Spider Guy.
We don't have enough info.
Like the Spider-Man.
We don't know enough. But to feed into your ideas, I did hear once that empty hospitals are like liminal spaces. Reading on the internet's gonna rot your brains one day.
So, Cap, what are you thinking? We can scope out the rest of this, but then we have to make a decision: go down that creepy ass hall or go up the stairs.
Upstairs, around this corner, so we don't have to go past the darkened hallway.
That one?
Upstairs, yeah.
What do
Have to
we
look
see
around
around
the
the corner?
Around the corner, it's a completely empty hallway. This area is actually part of the foundation of upper floors. So
Right.
there is nothing in here. This isn't an empty space,
It's
but a
just a-
completely filled concrete space. And the hallway along here is completely empty and barren. There's some signs pointing you back the way you've come,
Right.
and
A
otherwise...
sign about anything upstairs?
And there's a sign about the stairs that are here, but it doesn't say specifically what's upstairs.
No, it doesn't list apartments or anything?
Nope,
Like floor 1,
Okay.
floor 2.
Does
Nope.
the pamphlet have anything besides the main level map?
it does not.
I see.
I try to get the guys quiet for a sec so I can see if I can hear anything.
What are you listening at, and what are you listening for?
Potentially footsteps, either coming from that end of the hallway, maybe coming from back this way, maybe something that's kind of out of place for an empty hallway.
Everybody who has at least a point in willpower or a point in awareness can roll.
That's a 9.
Nope. That's a
Ooh.
1.
Botch.
No.
Oh, well.
Wow.
Ah, my ears are
Wow.
I got a 9.
911. We're
terribly
emergency.
All right.
I'm in a hospital, too.
These two have, like, something suddenly slide into place over their eardrums for...
Oh, the earpiece has feedback.
Right.
Oh.
Stop talking, Apollo.
But you can hear that there's something... It sounds sort of like someone trying to move a heavy piano downstairs, coming from this stairwell.
Oddly
here.
enough, you hear piano keys.
You do not hear piano keys. But it's sort of like the muffled thump of something heavy being moved downstairs.
So it's not just thuds, it's like reverberate. It's reverbing.
Boom, bump, like something's
Yeah.
being dragged and dropping one stair at a time.
Follow?
Do you hear that?
No.
The staircase around the corner down the hall. It sounds like something heavy. Dishwasher, maybe some medical equipment is being dragged down.
Heavy security
Whatever
guard.
it is, it's getting closer.
It's coming down this way.
We either check it out or go up these stairs and completely avoid it. I kind of want to know what it is, though.
What kind of thumping sound is it making? Is there a splash or something?
A drag and a thump, as if they're just moving it down the stair one at a
So
time.
solid then.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
I say we go back to the corner, wait for them to come out the stairs.
And then what? Jump out and shout boo?
If it's something that is too high of a threat to handle, we go up the other stairs.
The
All
thump
right.
bump becomes quite loud,
Cool.
and you get the sense that it's coming down the last flight of stairs to this floor.
Duck down the corner, go into this stairway, and prop it open a little bit with the foot.
I'll wait at the corner there.
Yeah.
See what it is.
Okay.
Are the rest of you going to the stairwell?
Yeah.
When you get to that stairwell, you find that the door is solidly locked.
Shit, that's not...
Unfortunate.
Alright, well, I'm going to check around the corner with Deadshot. If you guys want to watch our backs.
The thump bump gets quite loud, and you get the sense that whatever it is, it's very heavy, but slow. The door in front of the stairwell sort of creeps open, and the lights, the fluorescent lights immediately in front of the stairwell go out.
Excellent. Yes.
And then the lights immediately on either side of the stairwell go out.
So I see
And then the
nothing.
lights on either side of those lights go out.
I motion to duck down this hallway and see if any of these doors are open.
All of the doors are solidly bolted shut.
Shit.
It's as I surmised. It looks like we have more of the entity coming down
Okay,
from
well,
above.
we should probably go back to security area.
As you guys rush back down this hallway, you can see that all the lights in this hallway must be out because there's nothing to be seen beyond it. The lights immediately here go out.
Alright, guys, we really gotta go the other way. Security office sounds
Fascinating.
really good
It
now.
must be projecting the liquid emits
lights-
it or something as it walks.
lights
It takes
down the
it
hallway
one by
up.
one.
Cool,
Immediately in
we'll talk
front
about that
of
later,
both
Dr.
sides of the
Keel.
hallways.
I'm gone.
Down the other stairway and upwards from where we went down for the first part.
But
These-
what's his aversion to
Upstairs, Doctor!
These two lights on either side of that hallway go out.
Fascinating.
The lights here go out. So now you're in a little pool of light in between two pools of darkness.
Up the stairs or security office?
We can't move. We're surrounded.
Go back in the hallway, guys. Back at the very end.
Yeah.
So you guys run up this way.
Yeah.
Do you try any of the doors again?
Of course, on the way over. Like every single one of them.
As you rattle them, they're solidly locked. It's not just like an indoor lock. This feels like a bar across on the inside of the doors. And the doors themselves are quite solid.
Is there
Any kind of
any
glass or anything like that?
railings?
The intensive care unit does have a door with one of those little panes of glass with mesh backing.
Any
Mesh
any
backing.
railings? Any plants? Any?
No. The hallway itself is Spartan. There is a railing, but it's metal and it's solidly attached with metal to the walls. The pool of darkness has now spread to the base of this hallway, and the lights start going out at the base of the hallway.
I've got good news and bad news. You know how I said I could light things on fire? That creates light. But the bad news
It
is
won't
there's nothing
last.
here to light on fire.
So don't.
So what do we do?
It seems that we are being displaced dimensionally. Fascinating.
You guys find a way out. I'll hold my ground.
Well,
This wouldn't be the first time.
guess.
So how are you guys arrayed in the hallway?
I'm gonna kind of stay
Then
closer.
I was going to say, as leader, I would have tried to shove everybody behind me.
Okay, so everybody's behind Apollo. You're immediately behind Apollo, I assume,
Yes.
and the other two are sitting a little further back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you two who are sitting further back get to see as Apollo and Reigns are consumed by the darkness, and they disappear from your vision as though they were completely gone.
I look at the doctor. Well, I guess we have to follow them.
And then you set him on fire.
No, I'm pretty sure that the darkness will envelope us as well.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna sacrifice myself.
I jump forward.
Okay.
Oh,
You join the two of them in a moment, and Keel manages to spend one more moment in the blessed light, and then the lights over him go out as well. There's a moment of disorientation that's not dissimilar to the feeling that you get when you first take on a contract. And you all have to close your eyes because of that a sense of nausea. Unlike when you're transported to begin a contract, this feels like you've been pulled from somewhere quite violently. But after the nausea and the dizziness subsides and you open your eyes, you see that you're still in the hospital. The walls look very much the same, and the area that you're in looks not dissimilar, but now you see, the colors are inverted. The walls that were white are black. The railing that was red is some sort of greenish tint. And the silvery sheen of the metal surfaces is replaced with a dull, pitted black, reddish color. But what was dark above you is now light. And you look up and you can see fluorescent tubes. They are shining with light, but they're moving as well. You get the sense that they're not fluorescent tubes. They seem to be sort of squirming in place, as though many little bodies all clutched together, but they're all giving off the same sort of light that a fluorescent tube does.
wow, this bug has a really high lumen.
And this hallway seems to be otherwise safe and sound, and you're in the light.
And that solves the mystery of how Sarah knew where she was going. She must have been in that dark hallway when it happened and thought nothing of it.
Well, this is still a little unsettling.
Taking in the environment, and after hearing August, all I can say is, how would you not notice?
It's like looking at a negative photo.
Well, she would notice, but when you're maybe surrounded by it for so long, you just becomes you.
She walked down the dark hallway for the first time. What makes you think she'd been down there before?
Maybe not the first time. She must have been down there before. She's a nurse. I mean, like I said, she just knew where she was going.
Oh, yes. Every nurse has gone down every hallway in
Okay,
every
well,
hospital.
Yes, but she just walked down it with no...
Indoor voices, please.
Me and Apollo were ahead of you guys. What did you see?
You completely disappeared from view, as if you were no longer there.
Did you hear anything?
No.
Well, that's what happens when the lights go out. You can't see anything.
I also did not hear anything, child, if you
Ah,
had heard me.
Doctor,
I experienced the same thing.
Doctor, if you may, for 1 second, we experienced something like this on the last case we were on. We stepped through some kind of dimensional something, and while I stepped through, they did not have the ability to see or hear me, even through regular communicator. So,
Yet objects were still able to go through.
but we couldn't go back. I feel it's
One-way trip.
maybe a similar situation.
That was with the Fae, I think.
This is not. It takes a look around at all the darkness. This is nothing like the other one.
No, the reflection of fate
They
is actually
do.
quite lovely.
Have their similarities, though. Maybe I think we should now start and do something and
Hold on.
check the other hallway.
And I check one of the doors next to me.
The door opens easily.
I see you.
Inside the intensive care unit, you see a number of oxygen shrouds and beds and nothing else. There's equipment for saline drips. There's vacuum tubes along the wall and those little vacuum containers that attach to them. And you see a cabinet that appears to be locked but otherwise looks to have some sort of medical supplies in it. The thing that makes them stand out, though, is that they're all in the right colors. Unlike the inverted colors of the place around them and around you, these all seem to be the colors you would have expected them to be. The silvery surfaces, for instance, are in fact silver.
Dr. Keel, do you
Interesting.
think this is
That's-
a double dimension thing? Like there's issues with both of these that are conflicting?
If this
certain
is
parts
the
are in some areas.
then
and-
I step through.
You enter the room without issue.
Am I like the light's the same, and I look back and it's all still inverted?
Yes. The room itself is inverted. The colors are inverted in the room, but the things in the room look the right colors. Do you have any points in willpower?
I do.
Okay.
Of course.
When you step into the room, no need for a roll. Just having the points. When you
yeah.
step into the room and you step near some of the oxygen-shrouded gurneys, beds, you hear sounds of muffled breathing. You
Yes.
hear the sounds of the heart monitors going, the subtle beep, beep,
What I would have
beep.
expected.
But it's distant, as though you were hearing it from a long way away or through cotton.
Fascinating.
So
If, by my own understanding, if the door on the other side is closed and this one's open and I can still step through and see all this stuff, maybe that's why the door downstairs to begin with is propped open. So that...
two dimensions, like I said, or two realms, same kind of thing. But it's like split between two things. We can experience half of it, not the other.
Yes, the dimensions are crossing each other.
Who has a point in focus? If
I
anyone?
do.
I do.
All right, then everyone who has a point in focus
Just
can
still
roll
willpower.
it and have the result.
A 4.
Okay.
Have both that one. This is a botch, so nothing.
No. Looking in to the room, for a moment you have sort of a migraine vision where the things in front of you are superimposed on something else.
Yes.
So for a moment you see ruinous-looking pitted red-orange gurneys and shrouds in black and cobweb white, where the current shrouds, oxygen, and silvery metal of the beds sit. And the beds themselves do not look to be still. You can see something in them grasping weakly at the sky, or the shrouded figures grasping at their heads, or reaching to their eyes.
Oh man! Oh, did anyone else experience that? It was
As he's having that episode happen, I'm taking a look around just as a cursory, peek.
What was it that you saw?
Oh man! You didn't see it? It was obvious. There's, like I said, this 2-dimension things. I just saw these physical shapes on the gurneys, like normal hospital beds. There's people there, and I think the Spider-Man was there.
Yes.
Versions of him,
That is because the people are still on the beds, but just not here.
but here, but not with us.
There's nothing in there, and I come out and join you. We might as well try the other rooms if they're open.
Think about like a Venn diagram, August. We were two distinct circles, and now we are crossed over each other.
Yeah, exactly. And I just want to see what else we might not have been seeing before.
So the other two rooms are somewhat similar. The sister waiting is just a bunch of chairs. There doesn't seem to be anybody in here. You don't get any of the same sort of vision. In the endoscopy room, there's lots of tubes and imaging devices and computer screens, but again, nobody. And none of you get the same sort of head-splitting vision.
We may as well try the not dark hallway, or whatever.
As you all head back in that direction, looks like the lights are on. Everything is fine, except all the colors are inverted and the worms are squirming overhead.
Do we see the people, or do we see anyone down the hallway?
Once you actually make the turn around the hallway, and I assume you do.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, there are people walking along like work is happening, like nothing has much occurred. Especially since this is the imaging area. This area of the hospital, although you might not know it, the doctor probably does, operates at all hours of the day. Those MRI machines in particular are too expensive to be left sitting idle overnight.
Yes.
And in fact, you can see that the MRI room seems to be the one with the most traffic in it. Beyond down the hallway, you can see that there's nobody lined up in this hallway, but there are a number of doors that open onto it. And the very first door opens onto an area that's labeled in big bold letters MRI CT.
Right.
Like MRI/CT.
Is there anyone like walking past us, kind of thing?
No, but you do see a single Tim Hortons cup sitting on top of what looks like a forgotten half-eaten Boston cream, sitting on a paper napkin out in the hallway.
Sarah.
I was about to ask.
Yeah. Aha.
Sitting just outside of the MRI CT door.
That explains our nurse.
But it still doesn't.
What, she ate a donut?
Explains our
Well,
nurse. Let's
we-
keep moving on.
Where are you moving
She
to?
walked down the hallway and appeared in this dimension.
But why did she just leave her donut?
But there's people working.
Because if my cup is there,
You can
she
see
would
that
still have her donut.
You can see that people are in
Maybe
fact
she didn't
walking
like it.
around. You see someone that looks like maybe an MRI technician actually walk down in scrubs and gloves, and they walk right past you, giving you all kind of a strange look.
Excuse me.
And as soon as they turn the corner, they disappear from your view,
I run around the
Yes.
corner to kind of catch them.
and they're gone. Nobody else in this hallway, as far as you can see.
That hallway didn't have the lights, but how did? It's like he's traveling between the two dimensions.
Gus, I thought we discussed this.
It doesn't make any sense though.
Don't
It's
do
so-
random shit by yourself.
They don't have to. I don't know. I don't have an answer.
Why are they not bothered by the inverted colors, though?
I made a joke about liminal spaces earlier, and boy, that might be a thing. It might only exist to say specifics.
Honestly, I'm gonna take a risk here. I think if I keep walking down this hallway, maybe the lights on this side and the other dimension are there, and I'll be able to like walk between both dimensions, or I just walk down the hallway and experience nothing.
There's a sound from the MRI CT room, and you hear sort of a clatter of something metal moving.
Like, is it constant?
Nope, it was just
One slam,
temporary, yeah.
like a bang.
No, it was more like something dropping off of a table.
Oh, okay.
Well, let's go check it out.
You first.
I walk ahead and check it out.
Okay. As you round the corner into the MRI CT area, you find that this area is ensconced, instead of like the others, in tile and ceramics, very much in metal. And it looks like it has been heavily reinforced against probably the rigors of the various radiations and the magnetics that operate in this area. The floor itself has been given some sort of rubberizing treatment so that you move silently upon it for the most part, and it's got good traction, but the walls are cold to the touch.
It's like all metal,
It seems like it's some sort of thick metal
and this is an
cladding.
MRI room.
The MRI areas, you can see there's two thick metallic looking doors that come off of each, and one says MRI A and the other says MRI B.
Right.
And on the other side of the room you can see two large areas that say CT scanning.
Yep.
Right.
Okay.
Around
For a
the,
second, I
around the
felt
corner
confused.
you can see a sign that points out ultrasound, and
Great.
there's an arrow pointing this way.
Do I see anything that could have made the sound?
You see that one of the MRI doors is askew. Like, it's a big, heavy door, but it's just a regular door with a handle, the single loop handle. But it looks like it has a really thick lock, because you can see that the lock has sort of popped out against the edge of the door and hit on the door, as though somebody had engaged the lock in order to hold the door open and then sort of like let it drop.
So it's kind of cracked open a jar?
Yeah, it's sitting open on its thick metal lock.
The lock's out, but it's open.
So if
Yeah.
we
Is
entered
there-
from here, do we
yes,
see
yes,
the
yes. Like a bar.
registration or waiting area? That's
So you
in the
entered
middle?
from here.
Ah, there's a door directly here. Okay,
Yeah.
Is
that was
light?
unclear.
Is there light shining through?
Yeah, it looks like the lights are on.
Okay, I go up to kind of take a peek inside.
You can see what looks like a massive chamber with a long, thin, bed-like protrusion sitting out of it inside the room. And you can also see a small, looks like some sort of technical booth that's laid off in some sort of thick plastic. Unlike the metal walls out here, you can see the walls on the inside of this room are all layered in some sort of thick plastic coating of some kind.
That's
Do I
what it
see
is.
anybody?
You don't see anybody inside.
Hmm.
Although Do you have awareness?
Yes.
You do. You're the one with awareness,
Yes.
right? Roll awareness.
2. It's not a bunch.
Not that diabrigan.
That's actually good enough. You get a sense of movement from inside the room.
Fairly close, fairly far away.
For a 2, you get a sense of movement
Okay.
inside the room.
Oh, okay.
Like you heard a scuffle or something.
I kind of step away from the door and kind of behind it. So, like, if it were to open, I'm kind of, like, behind the door.
So the door would hit you if it opened all the way.
No, it wouldn't.
he's
Assuming you're
himself.
standing far enough along the wall that the door wouldn't hit you, you're now on the edge of the door to MRI Station B.
Mr. Rains,
Was it the only
anything
door?
out
or
of
was
the
there one in
ordinary?
the hallway?
Well, there's
Unit A,
movement in the MRI.
Unit B,
area.
CTA, CTB,
Movement. What kind
all
of
the way
movement?
down the hallway. Ultrasound.
Humanoid. I don't know.
Interesting. Are we going to...
We can investigate, or we
Human-esque.
can just
Right.
carry on.
Who wants to go into the MRI room?
You're the
I'll
doctor.
give it a shot.
No, you're the doctor.
Fine. Stay here.
You guys are so.
So I wait till the
He
doctor
will
comes
know
by.
exactly
Oh,
what
it's
he's
an
talking about.
MRI machine.
That doesn't mean...
Dr. Keel goes into the MRI room and sees an MRI machine. Its colors are correct. The room's colors are wrong. But as far as you can tell, that doesn't seem to be influencing anything. You don't get the sense of movement that Rains had, but you do see something, you think, in the technician's booth.
I'm following fairly closely behind him.
The technician's booth looks like basically a sealed plastic rectangle inside of this room. It looks like the panels are so thick that you probably wouldn't be able to hear anything inside the room, inside the little plastic technician's area when you're inside of it from outside.
Right.
The door is very seriously sealed shut. It would probably require a few persons worth of effort to open it.
Interesting.
So I'm following him,
Yeah.
just so he's not alone when he
Gets killed.
Dark.
Interesting. It seems that the machine is a stranger in a strange land, just as we are.
You're not getting any sense of movement?
Should I check the other MRI machine in the other room to make sure?
But there seems to be something in the technician's booth.
Well, you can either check it out if you want to brave it, or you can just come in this one with us.
Kate, you come with me.
I think this is a waste of our time, and I think we need to check the
The
basement.
technician, I'm on the radio. The technician's booth is securely closed. We will need a few strong arms, I think, if we are to open it.
Well, we have 4, but it might not be worth it.
There's that sense of movement from inside the technician's booth. Now you
All right.
realize that's where you must have seen
I'm gonna
it.
go help them. They clearly need our help.
Mr. Day, why don't you join us?
Nobody's listening to the leader.
Okay, Apollo, I'm going to just put this forward. We need answers.
Opening up a room in a place
You're
we
not-
don't understand that might have something potentially malevolent inside is a bad
Let's talk.
idea.
What should we do?
As you guys bicker, you hear a metallic clatter and a click.
And that sucks. Okay.
Because none of you were paying attention,
Yeah.
nor did you bother to try and keep the MRI room door propped open, it is slid shut behind you as it was obviously waited to do.
Fantastic.
And you hear the thick click of the metal bolt going home in the door. There is that click. There is another clack sound from the technician's room door. And then there is a subtle hum that starts to increase in volume. And you all become aware suddenly of the weight of the metal knives in your pockets. I will give you the next 5 seconds real time to make up your mind whether you are reversing this decision or not.
Damn it, yeah, I'm gonna reverse myself and not walk through the door.
You are standing at the door as the others are in, still bickering and telling you to get in here already.
Wait!
And the door slides shut and the bolt goes home. You hear it go click.
Am I outside?
You're on the outside.
Can I unlock it from where I am?
When you try and pull it open, it does not yield to you.
What does this normally mean?
Give me 1 second. There's a control panel in front
Well,
of us?
there's a lot of magnets in this
No,
room.
you are now on the outside of the room.
How big is this room?
The room is about 40 feet long this way and about 15 feet wide this way. The technician's booth is immediately next to the door and occupies the entire length of the wall. The door is right next to its side of the wall on this side. The MRI machine occupies 30 feet by 15 of its own, or 25 feet, let's say. So there's just a very small amount of space for you to cram in. The technician's booth looks like it's big enough to hold one person plus all the machines that are in there.
Mm-hmm.
Is it see-through? Like, can we see into it?
Yes, it's got a thick plastic surrounding, but it is see-through. I will tell you that you can see, now that you're looking through the plastic of the windows, that there appears to be a door in the technician's room that is on the opposite side. Since it goes through the entire wall, there must be a door on the other wall.
In this hallway.
Okay, so I go to the opposite side, the wall opposite the door to the technicians, and run for it.
You're running at the
at the door.
door. Okay. I want you to roll achieve.
That's a botch.
That hurt.
You smash into the door and
Break
hurt your
off-
shoulder.
break off
Take
the
a dot of damage.
Ow!
My
It
God,
didn't hurt it that much.
You might want to maybe take them out of your pockets and put them underfoot or something.
Yes, if the MRI machine starts up, it'll be basically a giant magnet.
You hear a hum in the room.
And
That's
there
increasing
goes-
in volume.
Drop
There's
the
the
knife.
MRI
Drop the
machine.
knives,
Knives.
gentlemen.
Yeah, I put my foot over my knife. Stuck
You,
in my knife.
over the next few seconds, you feel your foot sliding subtly towards the center of the room.
Foot off the knife.
I take my knife and place it on the MRI, so there's no resistance.
When you do so, it gets dragged out of your hands and hits the MRI machine, and then it starts skittering around the edges of the MRI. It goes from one side, and then it's suddenly on the other side, and then it suddenly slips back
Yeah.
to the other side, and it suddenly goes to the other side.
Get down!
Yeah, there's a door on the other side of the tech booth. Can you get it?
On the other...
In the other hallway, on the other side of this
Oh,
room.
that's entirely possible.
As you are all in the room, you notice that there aren't any other unsecured metal objects in the room. Your knife starts hammering back and forth across the MRI machine. Bum, 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 bum. And you see the blade slap out as it gets hammered along one side and lock into place. And it goes push, 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 and it starts hitting the sides of the MRI machine. It starts putting little holes in them.
That's okay. It's not my machine.
You start seeing.
Cost the city of Toronto thousands of dollars.
Actually, roll awareness. You should have to roll for this at this point.
As he's rolling that, I'm running into the other.
Okay.
That's better. Why didn't I roll that
So then
before?
I
Break
exit
down the
this,
door.
go
So you exit
into
this,
the...
run around the hallway. Colors are wrong. You don't see anybody. You get around to the other side, and yeah, there's a door set into the side here. It looks like some sort of utility door, and it has MRI Tech A. And there's another door further along, so MRI Tech B.
Well, I don't know what I can lose, and I try to open the door.
It doesn't have a handle. It has
Just a push?
it has a pressure plate on it, and you get the sense that normally it would be locked because as you push the door open, you can see the thick metal half of the lock. But maybe when the MRI machine's in operation, it isn't because it opens easily for you.
So you're in the technician's booth now.
Right,
Okay.
so I'm holding it open, but I'm standing in the doorway.
You see the increasing mayhem happening in the MRI room. So what'd you roll?
7.
7. You see a gas of some kind starting to escape from the MRI machine. Roll academics.
Okay.
Once he tells you this.
You get him to roll.
994.
You
good
are
number.
well aware that liquid helium under high pressure
Oh, shit.
is used to keep the magnets of an MRI machine cool. If the containment around the liquid helium is pierced too greatly, the MRI machine will explode.
The helium gas will cause an explosion if it is ignited or provoked.
Gotcha.
Shall
And
we?
it's being provoked.
Can we get the door?
Your two knives now, your knife has managed to escape from under your foot, no matter how hard you pushed on it. It slips into the MRI machine and it slams against it, and it sort of vibrates in place as it sort of makes its way around the circle. Your knife is still going boom, bum, da, bum, 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 da, ba, da, bum, bum, bum.
Okay, so...
My knife is
It's got
really
a-
good.
It's got a beat.
So from...
He likes to
Your
draw.
knife slides to the
beat
back
to
of the
it.
room
So from
and
there...
slides to the side of the room and then back and then forward. Is getting dragged around by magnetic current.
So I'm
Right.
seeing this shit from in here, in
Right.
this room. What am I seeing in this room?
In this room, you're seeing an array of computers. Most of them are showing various imagery that doesn't seem to mean much to you.
Oh.
doesn't seem to mean much to you, but you can see that there's basically a regular looking.
If it was a book, you would know your way
It was
around
my
it
other
very well.
character. Oh wait, no. Yeah, I do have technology.
Okay,
It was my
there
other
you
character
Oh,
sheet.
okay.
So
I was like,
since,
there's no way you're getting
since
that.
you
I
do
was like,
have a
that's
point in
weird.
technology, you recognize the one fairly normal looking computer in the midst of some of these fairly esoteric looking panels, and you realize that it's probably running some variant of Linux.
Okay.
You're not a wizard, but you probably know enough command line to get some basics done.
Delete system 32.
So why don't you roll technology?
Restore factory settings. If he says roll,
I'm going to
intelligence,
spend
you just
2
get the-
health. Wait, is that to get an extra die or is it to...
Gives you an extra
I'm
die.
going to spend 2 health to get an extra die.
Alright,
To know what computer
he cuts
OS
he cuts himself.
is doing.
Blood magic.
Oh god, gotta
Look,
save
this is
it, oh god.
important.
Yeah, we'll blow up. Go
So
ahead.
2 8s and a 7.
Nice.
You managed to get the computer booted up, logged
That's all you get before you explode.
to the instruction prompt. It comes up with a custom GUI that you've never seen before. It's clearly intended specifically for the purpose of running these MRI machines, and it's asking for a password.
Well,
Select don't blow up.exe.
That was the wrong character voice for a
what do
second.
you see in there? Tell the doctor. He might know.
It's got a password.
Wonderful. I know every password that was ever made.
No, I'm saying it's got a password. I don't...
Does your character... No, you don't have any awareness. You do have a point in willpower.
I do.
Okay, roll for your 1 point in willpower.
He goes to the other dimension. Hey guys, me again. Who the fuck let this guy in here?
So I want to spend 2 more health in order to get...
Just roll that.
7!
It's good enough. You see a piece of paper that looks like it's been jammed in amongst...
Like a book or something?
No, just like a piece of paper. A
Like
piece of loose paper.
On the desk or something. Honestly, you would. I don't doubt that would happen.
What does it say?
Jammed in
What does it say?
under a bunch of other machinery
It says
and
password.
papers and
Cool.
crap.
Karma's a
Password.
bitch.
It literally says password. Password.
Password.
Yeah. Hold on.
That's my password for my Pokedex.
You see this.
Okay, so it's not bullshit.
Chris's sessions
I
are
just got-
legendary for the amount of paper. Look at this stack of paper.
Oh my
He's
gosh.
got the federal
Yeah.
library here.
None of you
Federal
did some
line.
of the things that are going to come up yet. But
Yeah.
all right, so don't go on to
Oh,
the second
sorry.
page yet.
You ruined it.
I don't even know what I was looking at anyway.
Okay, so I'm going to read it out for everybody.
Oh no, math
So
puzzles.
MRI-CT you see here.
I got
Looks like
literally
some sort of
2. Well, some
notification.
smart ass, and that was it.
It's cool. All right, so it looks like some sort of fax. At the
Right.
top it says Sec Protected A,
Yeah.
and it's addressed to the MRI-CT working group. It's not Sex Protected A. That's something that doctors do recommend, however. And the details are MRI units 1 and 2 and CT units have been updated with firmware provided by Dr. Irving as requested. Post showed no issues, but we must note that we have bypassed the usual technical and medical oversight process under protest at the urgent request of Dr. Irving and Dr. Morell. And then there's some writing on the page. It says, Tech Notes. I'm filing a copy of this for future ref when the lawsuits start coming in. You never bypass the oversight process. That's just asking for another Therac 25 incident. I put an override in so we can shut this thing down if it goes as bad as I'm expecting. Codes below. Remember, 2's complement 8 bits.
What?
And
This means nothing to me.
and you see that
Is this a puzzle for vampire?
No, it's just that
it is a brand new puzzle. I make brand new puzzles every time.
I
And you can see that he's listed the codes below, but when you, in a space of excitement, try and type in the various numbers that he's listed below, it tells you that that's the wrong password.
Right.
So before he gets into all of this, Reigns gets over the comms. Usually there's a big stop button.
Yeah, if I could, I would.
There is a big red stop button.
Is there?
Yeah.
Do you want to push the big red stop button?
There's
We'll
a
try.
there's a sound of a vibration.
Maybe get down.
A metal vibration and hum coming from the machine, and the knives that have been spinning around all suddenly stick to the machine, and then they start going much faster. Down, and all the blades come loose, and they start piercing the machine in
The
various
stop
directions.
button. The stop button, not the go faster
I hit the
button.
stop button. Look, I just had a memo right here that says that normal standards of medical oversight shit are like completely ignored. So like, I think
Abbreviate.
I might have fucked this up.
Sorry, is there a glass panel, a window?
Yeah, you can see him sitting in there.
Do you have a piece of paper with you?
I have a
Put
big
it to
thing.
the fucking window so we can see.
Right, and I put it up against the thing.
Doctor, does that mean anything to you?
So crawling beneath the knives that are furiously spinning around the room, you make it to the window and see the numbers that he has pushed up against the plastic.
Yes,
I don't know what that means.
it's a binary code.
And Reigns gets back on the comms for the people who can't hear him in the room. Guys, freaking out is not going to get us anywhere. Apollo, take a deep breath and stop freaking out.
I don't know.
Let the doctor do his thing.
Calm down.
Gus, stop talking because you're freaking all the shit out
Oh,
of people.
sorry for the bright idea of letting the doctor
Stop
solve
making
this.
him freak out.
Everybody who's in the room, roll agility.
Yay! I can do stuff.
Okay.
Can I get to roll an extra d4 because I'm just that awesome?
A 10 and a 2.
Nice.
An 8 and a 2.
6 and a 2.
Wow.
That was
What'd
weird.
you get?
10 and a 2.
Okay, you're all fine. The knives go whirring over your heads and slam into the machine again. More bursts of superheated something comes out of the machine as the knives then slam against another wall and slam against another wall and come back over your heads.
Wish I could have stopped myself.
Okay, I take the kid and kind of push him down with me. Slow against.
So all of you can work together on
I'm
this
already
because
down.
you're
I'm
all
chilling.
able to
Everyone
stay in
else is
communication, and you're all able to see it as you hold it to the window
I
or
have
not.
no idea how this
So I
works.
suggest you talk it out.
Yes, okay.
I have no idea how this
Even
works.
though he will be.
Okay, shut up. Binary tutorial. Binary is composed of ones and zeros.
I understand that.
Just
That's all I know.
Me
Apollo,
explain.
let him finish.
Every point is a decimal place, like in the base 10 system. It goes on base 2s.
Fucking
1,
Canada.
2, 4. It's not Canadian. Never mind. It's invented in the Middle East. 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128. Okay? This is 8-bit. Those are the only place values we need to worry about. In order to convert a number from binary to decimal, you add all of the ones together and ignore all of the zeros. So this number is 1111 1011. 250, 251. The number is 251.
I punch in 251.
A single numeral out of the entire password means nothing to the system, and it just flashes incorrect password. But
We have to figure out this sequence for the numbers below.
but you do get the idea just based on Keel's confidence that you're probably on the right track. Everybody who's in the room, roll agility.
Chris, I have no idea. If Nathaniel's not here, we would die.
I got in.
That's why.
He's the scholar.
Was that already written there?
Yes.
Then where did the
So-
5 lead into these ones and zeros?
Well, that's what is you need to figure out. So
Yes.
this is the binary code for 251.
1.
So it's showing you that this is the correct binary output for 251. But
One.
how did 5 become 251?
That's the puzzle, not this part.
That's
this is
the
the hard
puzzle.
part.
And back to it.
And then you have to figure out
So
how
then the
9
nine is-
becomes whatever, and
Whatever. And then solve the binary.
then how does 9 become the binary, and then solve the binary and get the output
That's
here.
right.
You've got it.
Yeah. And you get another hint from here. You could do it.
Yes.
What's the binary here?
And in
Not
real
like
time,
this.
you have 15 minutes to solve this.
Oh my god, I am not
So-
liking
Okay,
this.
129.
5
Okay, well, the
became-
easiest way to do 129 would be 1, 0, 0,
I mean-
0, 0, 0, 0, 1.
Please.
So Doc, if you had these as ones and the other two as zeros, would that make 127?
Good job, Mr. Raines.
So then the 251 would the opposite of 251 be 5?
Oh, by the way, I got a botch.
Oh dear.
I
Okay.
also got a botch
Oh my.
on the agility.
I dodged for all three of us.
Did you?
I got a 6 and a 5.
Okay, so no, you didn't. Those of you who dodge successfully are fine. You slam yourself to the ground as the knife goes whirring overhead again. Those of you who did not,
We're too focused.
Yeah, we're in
it.
it, man.
Yeah.
I want you to roll endure if you have any dots in endure. If you don't, tell me.
I have nothing in strength related things.
Endure, I have nothing in endure.
But
Alright.
you do have one
I have
extra.
strength, but not endure.
For both of you, the knife goes scything by, and it manages to catch both of you a glancing blow. Nicks your ear, and it slides along the edge of your throat, but hits bone and glances off. For you, take 3, and you take 3.
Okay.
All right, now it's
Now it's
easy.
converted to
Now it's
binary.
easy.
Okay. No, you got to convert to binary.
No, you don't have to convert it to binary.
Oh, that's it? Okay,
Yeah.
we're good? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, the binary.
The binary
binary
thing was
hit.
for your
The
reference.
binary was
Is
a
that
hint
right?
to getting to how to convert it. Okay,
You got
I
it.
got you.
I heatedly type this in
And
and hit enter.
I'll
In the
convert
order
to
that it
binary,
appears
I'll
there,
convert to
though.
binary
and the
both
knives
ways.
slap into the MRI machine one last time, and then the knives will sag to the ground, and the MRI machine's hum stops. Except there's a vibration in the room, and you can see that overheated-looking liquid gas seems to be seeping out of it at an ever-increasing rate. There's too many holes in the machine. The whole thing needs to be shut down, but there's still power running into it. Why is there still power running into it?
I race to grab my knife.
You grab your knife successfully.
Uh-oh. Follow up.
Fuck's sake.
Follow up.
Eat my entire ass, Chris.
Yeah, some smartass figured out my override and was using it to impress his girlfriend with the old watermelon hammer trick in the MRI.
Fuck.
So got his ass fired and added another layer. Only one compliment this time.
What does that mean?
Everybody who has agility,
Roll again.
roll
Yeah.
again.
What is okay? So compared to the two compliment, one's
The
compliment.
same.
'Cause
thing
now it's
that
just
I
a power
was
roll.
on one.
3 and a 7.
4 and a 3.
6 and 10.
4 and 3,
4 and 3.
6 and 10,
3 and 7.
3 and 7. Both of you are fine.
Come
A
on,
gout
man.
of superheated liquid helium steam catches you across the back of your neck. Unlike what you were expecting, it's not hot. It's cold. It's freezingly cold.
No.
Yeah.
Oh no.
It hurts. It hurts quite a bit.
It's your one weakness.
Take 3 more damage.
Well, Kirk, you know why it's cold, yeah? That's nerve death right there. That is so hot that your nerves are like.
What is so hot?
ooh.
It's cold. Great. Okay. Cool. So that's fine.
Maybe it's just a popsicle.
No.
Like in The Punisher.
Like in the Punisher. Exactly.
Come on.
Where he has a blowtorch with meat and
Exactly.
just a popsicle.
It's so hot. Your nerves are like, I don't like this.
On the computer screen, initial power down, and the system then prompts up, hey smartass, try another password, and has another password prompt for you.
Yeah, I need another password.
128 plus 1 is 129.
Oh, yeah. That's it. Okay. So it's flipped then.
As you guys are working this out, I want everyone in the room to roll agility again.
Yep.
You're literally gonna kill me.
Yeah.
That's a 5 and a 10.
Yeah. 7, 2.
9 and 10.
You're all fine.
Woo.
Congratulations, you guys have figured it out.
Well done, gentlemen.
So it was
Yeah.
a combined total of 250.
Yeah.
And as Apollo
Now
Day,
I know binary.
as Apollo Day slams the
Now learn
numbers
something.
into the computer screen, the MRI machine powers down completely, and the bursts of superheated helium slow to a stop.
I am so glad that I did what I had to do to get outside of that room.
And then there's a sense of disorientation and nausea again. And then you're all in the room, and there's other people here, and Sarah drops her box of donuts, and what the hell are you doing here?
Good evening, dear listeners. This is S.I.R. That is S-I-R. I trust you enjoyed tonight's entertainment. This episode's cast is as follows. Nathaniel Keefer as Dr. Walter Keel. Philip Zivkov as August Heat. Richard Jellison as Apollo Day, Kirk Dawson as Avery Rains. Tonight, our storyteller was Christopher Keefer. Until next time, in transmission.